Welcome to Where's Wendy? And from the breathtaking temples of Angkor Wat to the scars on Cambodia's war history, and a visa nightmare that nearly kept us out of Vietnam, this trip was unforgettable. We flew into Cambodia from Singapore, and to my surprise, the visa on arrival process couldn't have been easier. A quick form on an iPad, $30, and you have to pay in USD in cash and have a passport photo, and we were through customs. Simple. Our hotel driver was waiting for us with a sign and whisked us off to the Colon Central Mall and hotel. And for fruit waiting in our room, a rooftop pool, and hardly any other guests.
Sure, can you just take a picture? Let's keep going. All right, come in. This is my lovely hotel room. I have a beautiful bathroom. Check out the bathroom first. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It is beautiful. It has a window in it that you can open or close. We'll probably keep it closed. Yeah. There's a bidet. Everybody needs a bidet.
Everybody needs a bidet. Oh, God, as long as it's not a squat toilet, I'm happy.
I'm gonna show you my fruit. They have a scale if you want to weigh yourself. We've got some complimentary fruit, which is very lovely.
Pretty.
And then we have the rest of the room, which is the beds that they showed us in the ad.
Yeah.
Very lovely, very sweet. You have the window to the bathroom over here.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Close it before you go do anything in there.
Right. And then we have our window to the rest of the windows. But there's fish down there, which is really fun, very cute.
Oh, look at that, koi fish.
Cool fish.
Cool koi fish. Yeah. In a Zen garden.
There's my Zen garden, so I can make sure I
meditate. Yeah,
nice and meditative.
Sure you will.
Zen.
Yeah, gotcha.
There's the restaurant down that way, and here is the pool. Very neat. There's also a swim bar all the way over there.
That evening, we indulged in one of Southeast Asia's greatest bargains, an $8 massage, before wandering on to Pub Street for dinner, where the energy buzzed with food, music, and life. The next morning, we hired a tuk-tuk driver for the day for about $30, and we set off to explore. Our first stop was APOPO, an organization with one of the most unusual heroes I've ever met, an African giant pouched rats. Now, before you wrinkle your nose, these rats are trained to sniff out landmines and unexploded bombs left from the Vietnam era. They're light enough not to set off the explosive, but their noses are powerful enough to detect TNT buried underground. In less than 30 minutes, a single rat can clear an area that might take a human 4 days. Cambodia remains one of the most heavily bombed countries in the world. The U.S. dropped over 500,000 tons of explosives here between 1965 and 1973, more than on Japan during World War II. To this day, about one person a week is still killed by unexploded ordnances. Watching these little rats at work for the price of a piece of banana, it was incredible. Next, our tuk-tuk rattled us to the War Museum. Overgrown grass, rusting tanks, and broken artillery set the scene. But it was a man who guided us that left the deepest impression. He shared how he lost his entire family during the Khmer Rouge years, between 1975 and 1979. Under Pol Pot, nearly 2 million Cambodians, about a quarter of the population, were killed through execution, starvation, and forced labor. It's remembering as the Cambodian genocide, or simply the Killing Fields. When I got back from the trip, I watched the movie The Killing Fields. It gave me appreciation of what this man had gone through during those years. This man had survived being shot 3 times, blown up, and lost a leg. He was also blind in one eye, and yet here he sat, telling his story with dignity. The very next day, we shifted from sorrow to awe. Cambodia is a country of contrasts, scars and beauty, side by side. We arrived at Angkor Wat, and even the rain, it was magnificent. Built in the early 12th century, Angkor Wat was first a Hindu temple before becoming a Buddhist sanctuary. It's considered the largest religious monument in the world, covering more than 400 acres. And that's just the entire Angkor Archaeology Park stretches across 502 square miles, with dozens of temples and reservoirs hidden in the jungle, the ruins of a lost empire. We only managed to see the main complex before the downpour chased us out. But even soaked to the skin, the side of those towers reaching towards the heavens was a sight to see. A reminder that while wars and bombs can destroy human creativity, can also build wonders that last for centuries. That night, back at our hotel, we had another massage, swam in the rooftop pool, and returned to Pub Street for dinner.
Siem Reap behind us in the pouring rain.
Cambodia in just 2 days left me both enchanted and deeply sad. Saddened by the scars of war still claiming lives 60 years later, but inspired by the resilience of its people. From there, it was time to move on to Vietnam, or so we thought. We actually been prepared. I applied for my visa a month earlier because I knew Vietnam was picky. I was worried about Chris's visa because he had applied later. His arrived just before he left on this trip. But at the airport, things fell apart. They told me my visa was invalid because of a typo. My first name was correct, but somehow my last name had been entered as both my middle and last name. One tiny mistake, and suddenly I wasn't going to be able to be allowed to board. The airlines handed us a number for an emergency visa. The cost? $290. Painful, but what choice did we have? We applied, got confirmation, and were told someone would meet us when we landed. Except when we landed, no one was there, and they weren't answering our texts. Passport control told me flat out, this visa is fake. For over an hour, I was sure we'd been scammed, and that I'd have to return to Vietnam. My heart sank. Finally, a man approached us and said simply, "Follow me." Against all our instincts, we did. And as it turned out, he did work for the visa company, and that he cleared it with passport control. And just like that, we were in. It was one of the more nerve-wracking travel experiences I've ever had. Travel teaches us patience, flexibility, and sometimes how to laugh after the fact. Because once we were safely in Vietnam, that's exactly what Chris and I did.
This is how you get the laundry done in Cambodia. They have it individually wrapped on your clothing in a nice, perfect bag. It's amazing. Just amazing. Not even a wrinkle in it.
2 days in Cambodia and a stressful entry into Vietnam reminded me of this. Travel isn't just about temples and bucket lists, it's about the raw mix of beauty, sorrow, and chaos, and relief. Sometimes it's breathtaking monuments like Angkor Wat. Sometimes it's heavy history, and sometimes it's a typo in a visa that nearly derails your plans. At 70, I don't travel for perfection. I travel for stories, and this journey was full of them. Thanks for coming along with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time as we finally explore Vietnam. And don't forget to keep wandering and wondering.